Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to be making you a video right now telling you that the hacking situation has finally been fixed. Activision has finally put their foot down, made the best anti-cheat ever, and they stopped making excuses, and they fixed everything just in time for the Call of Duty Championship weekend. The biggest pro tournament of the year. Will it open up with some drama because a former professional player who used to play on the Paris Legion named Jimbo, who already had controversy in the past because he was so good in online tournaments, but then when he was called up to play on LAN in person, he could never perform. Doug Censor Martin himself called him out quite a bit about it, and there was a lot of beef, a lot of drama about it last year, but most people thought Jimbo had been around for so long, he had proven himself to be pretty good on LAN. Eventually he would figure it out and start to be more consistent. However, it turns out today that that is not the case. Jimbo had a lot of hacking rumors before, as I mentioned, but today they were kind of confirmed by Activision when mid-match in the biggest tournament of the year he was banned. Not just kicked from the game, but his account was banned. Jimbo could no longer load it up. He was then allowed to sign into a different account, add his settings to it to try and finish out the match. It wouldn't last because an Activision official came in and shut it down and awarded the victory to the opposing team. This is because they did receive word that this was actually a rightful ban. Now, Jimbo was claiming he'd never hacked and that this would be overturned on Twitter. However, that didn't happen. They were forfeited, and now he has a ton of different teammates, both past and present, questioning whether or not they can take his word for it, and the game was just glitched out because, yes, people have been wrongfully banned in the past. However, with this being a professional player during the biggest tournament of the year, biggest prize pool, the most viewership, they had to do their due diligence, check on their backend, and make sure everything was correct. And what they were able to see confirmed that, yes, Jimbo had been hacking. And really, when you watch some of his clips that he even posted to Twitter, it's kind of obvious. But again, he has played well on LAN before, so people thought, okay, he can keep up with the big dogs in person, so why would he cheat online? But money will do that to people. As you guys know, when there's money involved, cheating is something that people will absolutely resort to. Where this gets even more interesting is when you realize that the reason they qualified for the championship weekend was because they won certain tournaments throughout the year and they gained enough points. They were able to take first place over Doug's team, Austin Breach Academy, which effectively knocked Breach out of the championship postseason weekend and launched Jimbo's team into it. And now you have to look back on it and assume that Jimbo cheated Boston Breach out of that spot, and they also cheated them out of the championship weekend. The reason that every pro player plays is to try to get to that weekend and win that tournament. There's no way they can retract this and fix it. So, I mean, imagine the Denver Nuggets just had their NBA championship parade and it came out that they always lowered their rims to 8 feet while their opponents played on 10-foot rims. They cheated their way through it, but it's too late to do anything about it now besides forfeit them. It's really sad because this is the one thing that I always defended was professional players. Now, Jimbo barely played before being dropped back down to Challengers, which if you guys don't know how the scene works, there's the professional league called the Call of Duty League, but right below that they have the Call of Duty Challengers League, and those are basically kind of like the semi-pro players if you're familiar with the G League and the NBA or the minor leagues of. So obviously they don't have as many in-person tournaments, and an in-person tournament is what we call a LAN. So usually if a player is able to go on to LAN and play very, very good, they erase all doubt from anyone's mind. Jimbo had a few LANs where he did perform well. He even played good against FaZe, but unfortunately, since he couldn't get back into the league, he thought it was a good idea to just start cheating his way back. But anyone who tries to take the easy way out with no integrity, they will always get caught. It will always be brought to light, as I said in my first video covering the hacking topic. And look, I'm no hacker hunter. I really don't want that stigma around me whatsoever. I'm not going to keep making hacker-esque videos, but anytime something this big comes out, I'm going to be covering it on my channel, so I kind of had to talk about it. Obviously, my tips and tricks videos and things like that will be the bread and butter of the channel, but I will also be keeping you guys up to date with the news of the scene and the community. Also, I will be live streaming if you want to see my live reactions and things like that. Link down below, twitch.tv/Redix, also on Kick. But moving back to the problem at hand, we have to take a look at how much this affects the reputation of the players around him. Guys like Tom, Gravity, and Geo, who had already been solid players, established players. I mean, Gravity was one of the guys who was called up with Jimbo to play for the Paris Legion last season, who are now the Vegas Legion. And Gravity even tweeted out his frustration, saying he's not sure if he should believe Jimbo or not. At this point, everything's indicating that Jimbo was cheating, and people already had their doubts, including Jimbo's former teammate Johnny, who mentioned that teaming with Jimbo, it was very suspicious how he went from being very bad on LAN to being very good online. And also Parasite, most of you guys know who that is as well. Parasite said that he teamed with Jimbo earlier on in Modern Warfare 2 season in Challengers, and Jimbo was getting slammed in a lot of matches, which shows that it's really as easy as flicking one switch, pressing one button, and being a hacker in the middle of a game rather than being a legitimate legitimate player and trying to get better and trying to do what it takes to win, which really tells a lot about this scene, and it gets me to the point I've made in each video: Call of Duty needs to return to console. Comments are hilarious when I bring that up. See, here's what I need to explain. So on console, the hacking is not the same. Obviously, there is the Cronus problem, and apparently that's something that is kind of being worked on to be fixed by Call of Duty, but that will probably always be around. However, the aimbots, wall hacks, and things like that, as much as you may think they are there, they're not there on PS5 or Xbox One or Xbox Series S, PS4. Listen, I've played Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. I know how bad the hack lobbies used to be. Every lobby had someone hacking with something crazy back in the day, especially on Modern Warfare 2's original title in 09. However, since then, guys, we're not on the PS3 anymore. We're not on the Xbox 360. We're not getting red rings of death and things like that. This is new technology with new software and what I believe to be new firewalls. It makes it to where Call of Duty doesn't need an anti-cheat because Microsoft and Sony have their own built into their consoles. So if you inject cheats into your consoles or you jailbreak them, they're not going to be able to connect to the internet. And I know what you're thinking, well, I've seen someone do it, I saw it somewhere online, or someone told me. This just isn't the case. Now, maybe when a hack is first created, it is able to get past the firewall, maybe for a day or two tops, but that's not the same as PC. We've had the Phantom overlays, the engine ownings, all these different companies getting cease and desist from Activision to stop making cheats, and then 10 more spawn in. It's just way too easy on PC. You click a few buttons, you hit download, and then you're cheating. If you want to cheat on a console, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to buy multiple things, at least a USB flash drive to connect the hacks and things like that. It's just a lot more steps. So even if it is still possible, it's going to prevent a lot of people from doing it. Because let's be honest, if you're cheating in a video game, you're not very smart. So you're not gonna know how to hook up your hacks into your console. Okay, I'm sorry, but you know I couldn't get one hacker video out of the way without throwing a jab at them. They really are the worst kind of people, especially ones that steal money from others doing it. The people I've covered in the past, as well as Jimbo. If this is 100% true, you're just the worst kind of person. You're stealing money from people who are trying to earn it legitimately with hard work and dedication rather than just cheating and buying their way into it. Obviously, when he was in the pro leagues, he was receiving a generous salary. Even if it was the minimum salary for the league, it was still a lot of money. I feel he should have to pay that back to the Vegas Legion, Paris Legion. I feel like he should have to pay that salary back to the organization. I also feel like he should have to pay back the over $20,000 in money that he has earned, and that's only the registered money. That's not including things like CMG wagers and tournaments as well, where he was stealing money from people. There needs to be some kind of law against this or something to protect the people who have lost all this money. I know that doesn't seem like something that's really likely, maybe some point in the future, but as of right now, I get it, it's tough. But these people should get their money refunded in some way, shape, or form. And Jimbos should be responsible for all of the costs, all of the damages, all of the wasted time and energy. On a side note, what do you think he was feeling during this moment? I can only imagine this dude's heart must have fell out of his body. You thought you got away with it, you thought you did it freely, now you're in the biggest tournament of the year and you're losing, you're getting smacked, so you know you're gonna hear more of the accusations. And even though you know you were hacking, you still think you can clear your name, and then all of a sudden, mid-game, your account gets banned. I mean, what if he didn't get banned until right after the tournament? He would have just made a new account and continued playing. Unless Call of Duty made this a public matter, which I don't think they would, because they would really like to avoid any more negative publicity than they're already getting. And now real quick, can we just take a look at what I think is the most suspect clip of all time from him? This is in a major tournament. It's a 1v4 ace with a sniper in hand at that. Notice how he just reads everything correctly. Usually when you would pre-aim the back semi, after a few seconds of no one peeking it, you would think maybe I need to check behind me or in the doors to my left, but he never checked that because he knew no one was pulling that way. And you would think it's just great game sense by a professional player, but it turns out it was cheating. And the founder, owner, CEO, I believe, of Omit was pissed, and he didn't hold back. He said a lot of choice words for Jimbo on Twitter after Jimbo basically clowned him and his whole team by cheating. I mean, it's just, every time I see a situation like this, it bothers me so much. I shouldn't let it bother me as much as it does. I just can't stand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Not only are you stealing money, which is already disgusting, but you're also cheating in what to me is the easiest video game on the planet, which makes me question a lot more about your character than anything. I mean, that's kind of obvious, it goes without saying, but my question is, if you would cheat in a video game as easy as Call of Duty, what else would you cheat and lie about throughout your life? Well, hopefully you figure something else out that works, Jimbo, because you are never going to compete again at a professional level or even at a sub-professional level, because everybody knows you now as a cheater. And from what I hear, you are actually very, very good even before PC came about. And you have played good on LAN in the past against some of the greatest players of all time. And for you to throw all of that away just to make a few extra dollars during some tournaments, well, it also tells me you're just not the brightest crayon in the box. But but I digress. Again, I'm not here to throw hate or anything like that, although, again, if you cheat, I do hate you. I'm not gonna hold back on that one. Alright, boys, you know what to do. Thanks for watching. I've been Redix. I appreciate all the support. You guys are the best. I will see you guys with your regularly scheduled programming here very, very soon in the next video.